First, okay. Sorry.
I wanna be in your life until the night is over. I wanna hold you so tight, coming closer. It's been a hell of a ride, but that's it.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Michelle, also known as Black Ambitions, and yes, I am finally back on YouTube. So today I decided to give you guys the one video that you've all been asking for. I'm tired of seeing the questions. I'm tired of this chapter of my life resurfacing over and over and over again. So I'm going to give you guys all the information, and from now on, if anybody has a question about how to become a bottle girl in South Africa, I'm just going to refer them to this video. So I'm going to give you guys like my experience of it all. I don't know what other people's experience has been like, so please don't try to compare it to anybody else's, okay? Because this is my experience, and I'm gonna be answering a few questions, and I'm gonna give you guys advice on maybe how to become a bottle girl and give you like the pros and cons of the entire experience, okay? So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am actually in my bathroom right now, and the whole vibe of the video was that I'm supposed to remove my makeup while talking, but I don't think that's gonna be very smart because I can't multitask. So I've decided I'm just gonna make this one full video, and I hope the lighting is good because this setup, guys, is a bit ridiculous, okay? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Don't come for my makeup because I was shooting content the entire day. I'm tired. I had a long day. I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking. I don't know if you're making eye contact right now. Are we? First, okay. Sorry. So firstly, I am gonna tell you guys how I became a bottle girl. And how that happened is I got a DM from a promoter at one club. I don't know if I should say the name of the club, but I think you guys know where I used to work, like the first time I worked as a bottle girl. And yeah, I basically got a DM from him, and he told me they were basically looking for, okay, let me go find the DM so that I don't give you guys the wrong information. So I found the DM. I got the DM in October 2021, the 5th of October. So the DM basically said, "Hi, I hope you're well. You're speaking to from, and I took note of your feed, and I'd like for you to join our wonderful team. If you're interested, please send me your contact details so we can discuss the finer details," you know. And then he also gave me the handle of their Instagram page, and I went through the page, and yeah, man, I was like, okay, I don't know, bottle service, I don't know what this is about. I told my friends about it, and they were like, this is a cool opportunity. They've seen the videos, maybe I should like give it a chance. And I didn't really tell my parents about it. My mom found out. I did actually tell my mom about it, and my mom was like, I don't know, but if you want to try it, you can try it for yourself and see how that goes. I think we moved to WhatsApp, where he started texting me, and he told me all the details about being a bottle girl and how it worked. And I was like, okay, it sounds like an interesting opportunity. And then I was invited for a screening. I don't know what they called it at the time. I'll say it's a screening where you're basically invited with a couple of other girls, and you're interviewed, and they see if you look like your pictures, and if they'd really be interested in hiring you. So for me, when I got to the interview, I was a bit shocked, because to me he was like, no, it's not a big deal, you can just come. We just want to see how you are and ask you a couple of questions, but you don't have to worry about anything. So I went there looking pretty regular, and when I got there, like half of the girls who were there were glammed up and ready for the interview. And I I started talking to one girl who we both didn't get the memo clearly, and we started bonding over the fact that we both didn't get the memo. The interview process was basically me going up to the guy, and he asked me, he's like, oh, okay, so that's if I didn't meet you in person. Asked me a few questions. I don't remember what kind of questions he asked me. And he was like, okay. We went back, and then they told us that they would tell us which girls have been selected. And I was a bit taken back because I'm like, I thought I already had the position. But then he came to me on the side and was like, no, don't worry about it. You're gonna be working this weekend, but we would love for you to stay a little longer and interact with the girls. Which, because at the time I was still very shy, I have social anxiety, and I don't do very well around new people. So I decided, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna go home. It was actually me and the girl that were both not glammed up that day. Like, he was like inviting us to basically stay and meet the girls who were already working there with them, and I just said no, and the girl was like, okay, it's fine, if you're not gonna go, I'm also not gonna go, we're just gonna go home. So that's basically how the process went for me. And then the next weekend I was working the Friday, I think, I don't remember very well, but yeah, that's how I basically became a bottle girl. And I worked there for like 2 months, 2-3 months. And when I was working there, I was, what did they call it? I wasn't like a permanent dream girl, you know. I'm sorry, I'm trying to like not give it away, but I can't, because okay. But yeah, I wasn't like a permanent worker. I was basically on trial. That's what he told us. He told us that the new girls that they had recruited were basically on trial, and they wanted to see if we were suitable for the job. And to tell you guys, I was definitely not suitable for the job. I worked there for like 2-3 months, I think. I'm not quite sure. And then my journey was cut short. Finito. So how was my experience? For me, my experience, not anybody else's, my experience as a bottle girl. It was fairly good. It was a good experience. What I enjoyed about being a bottle girl was meeting new girls. Like, I made a lot of friends through bottle service. I met a lot of amazing girls. I enjoyed the money. The money for a student was fairly good. Yeah, but I just feel like being a bottle girl is not for me, and it was never for me, because I was one of the laziest workers there, number one. I was one of the laziest people there, and I had none of the skills that are required to be a bottle girl, which I'm going to mention later on. I'm very shy and timid. I don't like being the center of attention. 2021 me was the type of person who tried their hardest to not be seen. Like, I didn't want to be seen. I didn't want to be the center of anything, the center of attention. No. So as a bottle girl, you have to want to be seen. You have to own and be confident and just look like you're having a good time all day, every day, which was something I lacked. I remember one time the guy that hired me approached me, and he was like it seemed like I didn't want to fight for my position to be a bottle girl, which I didn't think it was a position worth fighting for. I just thought, you know, the job requirement is to get the bottles and take them to their table. I didn't realize that you actually have to look like you want to be there all the time. Be happy, be energetic, be lively, you know? Like, a lot of the times I was sitting down and just minding my own business. I was always in my own world. I barely said much to anyone, and it just seemed like I didn't enjoy being there, and I didn't want to be there, and I didn't want to be friends with anyone. But in reality, I was just shy. So yeah, that was my experience from it. But all in all, it was a good experience. I learned a lot from being a bottle girl. And would I do it again? No. The pros and cons of being a bottle girl. And I am gonna start with the positive, which are the pros. And the pros of being a bottle girl is, number one, if you're a student and you're a bottle girl, especially for the place where I was working at, I don't know about other places, they paid fairly well. They paid a good amount of money. Okay, I enjoyed the money. Number two, you make really cool friends. My favorite thing about the experience was getting there in the morning and doing your makeup, and all the girls are just talking about their lives and their dating experiences and the crazy things that are happening in their lives, and you're all just bonding and having a fun time while you're doing your makeup and getting ready. And we'd do TikToks, it was fun. Okay, I really enjoyed that about it. Like, you bond and create like a cute little sisterhood that I think every girl should experience in their lifetime. I feel like having girlfriends is amazing, and being in a workspace where you get to meet a lot of different girls, beautiful girls, and you can semi get along with them. It's good. I loved that. I enjoyed that about it. That is one thing that I loved and took from it. And the third pro is, I guess I could say that you get to see artists and celebrities, which, like, but I don't really think it's that big of a deal, because you experience that on a regular day going to the club in Johannesburg. I don't think it's that special anymore. But yeah, I think that's the pro of it. Also, it is a real confidence booster, I would say. Like, I think it really boosted my confidence a little bit, like knowing I'm a baddie, because, you know, everyone would be like, you know, if you worked there as one of the bottle girls, you are definitely a baddie, because they're always picking the most stunning girls. But also, it's like you become confident, you're putting yourself out there, man. Like, what I also loved about it is that it pushed me to put like a lot more effort in my look, to buy hair, to look more presentable, and, you know, just up my swag a little bit. So that is one thing that I would say I loved about being a bottle girl. I can't really remember anything else right now. I know like there would probably be a lot of pros, but I can't really think of much anymore. The cons of being a bottle girl. Number one, the same way I said you get to make a good summer money, you have to spend a good chunk of that money and invest it in your looks. You know, you have to always make sure you look good. You always need to like up your style. You need to get a colored wig, get a new wig every now and then. You can't be wearing the same wig every week. Like, they need you to be switching up your looks and looking good all the time. So you had to do your nails, you had to do your hair, and yeah, like the good thing about the place that I worked at is sometimes they would do our nails and our hair, but I never got my hair done because I would always somehow not make it to the appointments. But yeah, they would sometimes get our hair and nails done, which was really cute. But a lot of the times you had to invest your money in that. So for me, I just felt like it was one of the cons, because Maintenance is expensive, guys. Looking beautiful doesn't come cheap. And if you thought like you wanted to make the money to save it, a good chunk of it is not going to be getting saved, babes. Con number 2, I would say, is the fact that it's 2023 and I'm still talking about being a bottle girl. It's the fact that it's gonna follow you for the rest of your life, okay? People are always gonna be asking you about, I don't know if it's because I made a video on my YouTube about being a bottle girl. Maybe that's why I still get the questions regarding it to this day. I don't know. But one of the cons is that who you are will forever be reduced to just being a bottle girl, because that is what I'm experiencing. Like, I had an experience where the person that I was told that he's there with a girl who basically used to be a bottle girl, and he was just like, oh, okay, cool. It's just that this person that he was seeing was like to him, oh, I cannot believe that you are with a girl who used to be a bottle girl and you're basically dating a girl who serves me and my friends. No, she was like, I can't believe you are dating a girl whose friends serve me bottles in the club. Because some of my friends are or were bottle girls still, even though I'm not a bottle girl anymore. And I was like, which was like, yeah, so like, I didn't understand the big deal. So it may affect your dating life, it may affect some parts of your life. If I'm just being honest with you guys, I'm not saying that you should care about what people think, but just know that there are some people who are gonna try to make you feel small because you were a bottle girl. And also another thing that I wanted to tell you guys is that I know there's like a huge stigma around being a bottle girl, and that you give out your number to guys in the club, you're sleeping with random men, you get a lot of access to rich, wealthy men, but especially with the club that I used to work for. But one thing I will tell you is that where I worked, there were rules. Just like any job, there were rules that had to be followed. And some of the rules were that we were not allowed to interact with the customers or the clients. We were not allowed to accept tips from the customers. And we were not even allowed to leave with the customers. So if you did that, you ran the risks of being fired. And at the time, I don't know about now, a lot of us wanted our jobs and we didn't want to risk losing our jobs. So a lot of us followed the rules. We did not want to interact with the customers. And a lot of the time when I worked there, I did not even care about who the customers were. To this day, people think I'm lying, but I never got approached when I was working in the club. People would probably DM me, but never in person would someone physically approach me and be like, I want you. I've heard of instances where girls were assaulted, but it never happened to me. I think there was like one time when like someone was insistent that I give them my number. Now that I think about it, I remember there was one experience where someone like kept trying to get my number, and I could just call one of the guys to chase them away. It was really that easy. I felt like I almost didn't even have access to the customers. My job was literally to just take the bottles from the table and take it to the people's table. They take videos, they're excited about their drinks, and I go back and I sit and wait for more bottles to come. And another funny tradition that used to happen was that the girls would often fight over the most expensive bottles because they know like they're probably going to like an important section with important people. But I never really used to even care about that. Like, I would be so happy if I did not have to do my job. That's part of the reason why I probably got fired. I'd be excited to sit down and have everybody do the job for me, you know? So that was my experience. Like, it was really not that deep. For me, it felt like free good ass money. I never interacted with the customers. I would even hear through like the girls when they're chatting that, oh my god, that was Andilen Bisani's table, or that was Mang Mang's table, and I'm like, what? I didn't even see anyone in the section. I think part of the reason was because I'm so shy and I would overthink it, and I would just be like, I just want to take the bottle and disappear. I'm not looking at who's on the table and what they're doing, who they're doing it with. I just want to take the drinks and go back. And yeah, I worked at where I worked for the 2 months, I think, and then I worked at one club twice. Like I worked twice. They were looking for girls for like specific events, so I worked there twice, and that's when I really decided that, you know what, being a bottle girl is not for me, and I'm just gonna stop doing it. But not because I had a bad experience or anything, but I just realized that it's not for me, babes. It's not for me. Like I just don't enjoy it that much. The only thing I enjoy about it is being around my friends, but I just don't enjoy it. My tips on how to become a bottle girl, my very, very, very honest tips. Tip number 1, you have to be hot. You have to be a pretty, gorgeous, beautiful girl. Number 1. Number 2, I would say you have to be in shape. These people, like, it's not me. I'm not saying this. I'm just saying, like, but very judgmental, and they will make you feel a certain way about how you look. So your looks matter. Number 3, I'd say you have to have a big personality. You have to have a big personality. If you want to work for the place that I used to work for, you have to have a big personality. You have to want to be there. You have to want to be the center of attention. Also, the best advice I would give you on how to approach these clubs would be to go to the club and find out who manages the girls and talk to that person. And if that person around the corner or like 3 business days and doesn't call you, that means you don't fit the criteria and they are not interested in hiring you. So another thing I need you guys to take into consideration is that some of these promoters are gonna try to you. Okay? The same way they warn you about the customers, you should be warned about the promoters as well. Where there are women, sexy, beautiful women, there are gonna be men trying to get somebody. So I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm just saying men will always be men, so keep that in mind. Okay? So yeah, I think the club life, one thing I've come to realize is that whether you work at the club, whether you work in corporate, whether you work in any space, there's always going to be men who try to I don't want to say abuse their power, but who try to use their power for bad, or to like win women. And I don't want this to come off as like I'm accusing anyone of anything, you know, but where they are, like, men are always gonna be trying their luck with women everywhere, and you need to be aware of that. Like, and you need to have a backbone. You need to know how to shield yourself from some of these experiences, and you need to have a strong head on your shoulders if you want to work in the club, because people take advantage of people very easily in that space. But I feel like I've come to notice that it happens in every space. So as a woman, you always need to know how to protect yourself and know how to smell these idiots out, okay? But understand that innerly repercussion, just like any other decision that you make in life, and understand that haina longevity and it has no long-term value. Like, I guess you do learn some skills, like learning to socialize with people and learning to be around different kinds of people. I'm sure there's a lot of benefits for it, but if you're a student and you're studying and there are internships for whatever you're studying, do that, opt for that rather. But if you need the money and you feel like it's good for you and it's something that you'd want to try, by all means, okay? Anyway, Anyways guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you learned something from this video. I hope it was informative. I hope you can take something away from this video, and most importantly, I hope I can finally close this chapter of my life. And if anybody has any more questions to ask, just ask in the comments, and yeah, I'll reply there. But from now on, if anybody asks me about my experience or anything regarding being a bottle girl, I'm just gonna bring them to this video. So that's it from me for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys. I hope you have a good day. Bye.